So why is live chat disabled? Okay, we got live chat working now. Okay, cool. So I'm going to let's continue. Okay, so we were basically going to solder this board, and I need to heat this up a little bit just to get it so the solder, basically to get it so the solder sort of isn't super thick. See how it just thinned out a little bit there? So I'm just going to heat up the board just a little bit. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to actually melt the solder. It just needs to thin it out. So we've warmed it up a bit. And we've got a bit of solder in here, and we've got our tweezers. And we're just going to grab a little bit of solder from there onto our tweezers, and just move it across here, get it to melt, and hopefully it gets on there without too much difficulty. But it can fuck up. I want to make sure it's on all the pads. That's probably good. I see that this one's kind of doesn't have much. There we go. Okay, and then we also put a bit in the center. So that'll be probably a lot. And I'm just going to grab some paper towel. Okay, I've got some paper towel just to wipe off the tweezers. And let's see. Okay, and we've got our QFN package here. Got our little Bluetooth chip here, and I've already taken one out of there, but we got two in there so far. So I'm just going to pull this out, and there we go. I'm just going to put it over here next to on the board, but not exactly on the solder. Tape it back up. Okay. So there's our NRF 8001. What we will do is I'm going to look at the old board and see where that number one is. So that's the first pin right there. So just make sure that it's in the right orientation. So we're going to put this so you can see the bottom pins. Oh, let's put it down here. Oh no, it's gonna have dust on it. Okay, so you can see all the bottom pins and stuff. And they're also kind of on the side a little bit. So that's what helps us too. But okay, let's flip it. Oh my god. Okay. So we're going to flip it. So this is going to be just like this on top. So to place it, I'm going to not look at the camera. I'm just going to just drop it in. And then just going to nudge it slightly over. And now I'm probably going to, so I'm going to pick this up actually. Let's see if I can look at it from a better angle. So that looks pretty lined up with those pins. That looks lined up as well. Alright, so that doesn't look too bad. So if we heat this up, that should be good. I'm gonna move. Whoops. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna grab this breadboard here and put this on top. And put this on top of here. I'm going to take this piece of tape just to prevent it from moving a bunch. Okay, so there we go. And I can zoom in a bit more, but that doesn't help with the quality. That's not bad actually. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to heat it up with a heat gun. So we're going to set the heat gun to, I think it was 260 or so is like the melting temperature, but I set it to, setting 300 is pretty good. Set it 300, wait for it to heat up a little bit. So while the thing's heating up, we're going to also we want to lower the airspeed. Also, this thing likes to overshoot the temperature by a fuck ton. So we're going to what usually helps is turning up the air for a little bit when it overshoots. So we're at 350, 330, so we can probably lower it now. And so now we're at about 300. And so we're just going to be slowly melting this solder here. And I can even rotate this board a little bit. So we're going to be slowly getting that up to temperature. And like I don't have a specific, temperature profile to get it to. Like with a hot air gun, it's really hard to do that. How do you know what temperature the chip is actually at? So we're just going to eyeball it sort of, we don't want to, we're going to have like a small like a short phase of sort of ramping up the temperature slowly, and then we'll go in a little bit closer soon and just get that solder melted. So you'll probably see it pretty soon. Before we do that, I'm just going to try to lock there we go, we got lock. Okay, cool. So now it's going to lock it, so it's not going to, oh, there we go. Okay, solder slowly, you can see it melting, there it is. There's another one. We can move that, and we might want to, these ones are also taking a while to melt, so we're just going to move it back this way. Oh, it's hard to get on the right. There we go. So we're going to get this side. So the iron looks really close to the thing because of the camera, but it's not as close as it seems on the video. It's about an inch away. Inch and a quarter. So there we go. Okay, there we go. That sped up the melting a little bit. That looks good. And then we're just gonna twist it, see if that side got what it needed. Yeah, it looks like it did. And though it looks like it's bridged, on that one side, but actually they're supposed to be bridged. Those are the ground connections. And so in that case, that's how they're supposed to be. So it looks like it's fine, actually. So yeah, you usually want to stop when basically when the solder has melted. You know, you don't want to like do any more heat for good measure for, you know. So what we'll do is we'll see, you know, those connections look pretty good. Those ones look great, right? See, so that bridged, this bridge here, that's normal. That's just the ground connections. And there's going to be another bridge up at the top. So there's another one over here, I think. Yeah. And then that side's good too. So there we go. We've soldered the QFN package on here. And the next thing I'll do is like the big components, the other big components. So probably the 16 megahertz crystal. So 16 megahertz crystal, that is designated as X1. So now I just need to dig through all these to see where is X1. I think the crystals are my favorite part because they're just so cool looking. Just like, you know, a metal can that's vibrating 16 million times a second. I mean, who doesn't like that? Okay. So here are our crystals, right there. We got 4 of them. I'm just going to grab the tweezers and drop it on the table here, put it back in its package. So actually, oh no, device is too hot, flash has been turned off. Here, let me take off the phone case. Yeah, I'll take off the case, see if that helps. Yeah, it's using my phone. So let the case just go off the side. This phone really needs like a heat sink or something. Okay, I'm just gonna put it back on. Cool, cool. Okay. Yeah, I think the phone might even shut down because it's too hot. It's done that before, which kind of sucks. Let me just tighten up. What is this rotate? Why is this rotating? Okay, I'll rotate it up here. There we go. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'll move this way. Okay, so we got the 16 megahertz crystal, and as you can see, it has 4 little pads. And I'm just going to look at the oh, it won't flash now. I'm just going to look at the let's zoom out a bit, at the original circuit to see how is this crystal positioned. So the 16 megahertz is kind of in that way, right? It says 16. Actually, and another way to see what side the crystal should be on is if you look at the data sheet, it shows you a little picture of the pads, and you can see this pad, if I can get it to focus, come on, focus please. Okay, hold on. If I can get this to focus. Yeah, you can see this on the pads here. This pad on the side, on the corner, has a little, the corner is kind of shaved off a little bit, so that you can see on the data sheet which side that corresponds to. So I'm just going to flip it, and before I put this on, I need to put solder paste on. So we've got our trusty solder paste again. Our board is, let's see, that's pretty warm, so the solder paste might melt pretty well onto it. And I'm just going to stick a little bit onto the pads here. There we go. That's probably enough. Wipe that away off the tweezers. Okay. So now we've got, you can see the solder on there. Okay. And now we can just place it. So I remember that the 16, the word 16, sort of in this orientation. You can see 16. So then we just place this and drop it there, and sort of put that right there. Okay, cool. Okay, so it's not super aligned, but there we go. That'll be good. Okay, and then now I'm doing this one part at a time, just because this I might have to finish earlier. Oh, also, why do this? This needs to go sideways. Okay, cool. Oh no. Flash off. Yeah, flash is off. Okay. Yeah, okay. There we go. So now we're going to turn on the hot air station again. Yeah, I might have to sign off earlier than anticipated, so I'm just doing one part at a time, just to get those done. So I don't have to, I don't have a board sitting around with, you know, unsolidified solder. So yeah, I have it at 300. There we go, it's at 300 now, but it likes to ramp up a lot. I don't know why, but anyways, it's at 340 now, it says, but now I'm just going to get to focus on there and lock that focus. There we go. So I'm actually about like an inch, maybe 0.75 inches away, and just getting that, and I'll see sort of, it's going to be hard to see the solder melt, but I think I'll see it on the pad, the pad on the left, when it starts to get a bit shiny. So yeah, so this pad on this side, it'll start to get a bit shinier when it's ready. And it'll probably heat up pretty soon. And I'm kind of using the camera right now to look at this because it's, oh, did I miss it? Oh, I think it just melted. There we go. Oh, you saw it. You can barely see it. Also, the paint on this breadboard is bubbling as well. Okay, cool. So that is finished. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, it's silver, so that's a good sign at least. I can try to move it so it doesn't come off, so that's a good sign. Okay, cool. So that is it for that. I'll do the rest another time. But yeah, this is cool. This is my first stream, so it'll be cool to do more, and especially with soldering and stuff and making circuits. Cool. All right. See you next time. Oops.